This show is brought to you by PPR Capital Management. Did you know there's a way to invest passively in real estate and get monthly income without dealing with tenants, maintenance, or property management? If you're an accredited or high net worth investor, you can earn cash flow without the headaches by investing in a private equity real estate fund. With nearly $1 billion in assets under management, PPR has provided investors with steady, truly passive monthly income since 2007 without ever missing a payment. To learn more, check out pprcapitalmanagement.com/birds.
Welcome back to Between the Vines, the unofficial podcast of the Eagles, where we drink wine and talk ball.
But we officially drink wine.
We officially
Yes.
drink wine.
Yeah.
And before we start the show today, I'll say where we are. We're out at Penns Woods Winery in Chadds Ford, which is a beautiful place. You know, we are frequenters of this winery. We love it.
Yes.
They got great wine, so come check them out.
Yeah.
First, we're going to cheers. Obviously, an exciting win for the Eagles.
Big win.
And we're also going to cheers to a huge loss for the community of Philadelphia. Bernie Franc, Flyer great, passed away over the weekend. So definitely want to cheers to him, and his legacy will live on forever.
Yeah, absolutely.
And cheers.
All right, cheers.
Pour a little bottle.
Yeah, pour a little bit out for Bernie, man. Really good dude. Bernie was someone that I reached out to when I owned my training facility, and I was wanting to put athletes on the wall, and I wanted a flyer.
Yeah.
So I reached out to Bernie Perrant. He was just like, "Yeah, man, absolutely. Do it." You know, and it was really cool.
With his French accent.
Yeah, with his French accent, and he gave me the permission to use a picture of him to put him up on the wall, and I just felt like that was always so awesome, and it was always a good person to see out and about at different events, man.
Yeah,
I really
absolutely.
enjoyed his company.
I got to golf with Bernie at an event. Man, it must have been like 15 years ago when we were still playing.
Mhm.
And he was I got paired with him, and it was kind of funny because the guy that I knew that was in the group ended up getting gout during the round, and he had to leave.
Got the gout.
And me and Bernie were sitting there talking there at the time, and he's just like, gout, oh, that sounds horrible. What is that even? You know, we're
Yeah.
just like sitting there. And we just kind of bonded, and every time we saw each other, he remembered me, and it was just it was so cool, and it was such a great guy.
Yeah.
Cheers, Bernie.
Cheers. It's sorely be missed, but yeah, man. All right, so now.
Well, first, what we're drinking
Yes.
is Penns Woods best seller. It's the Pinot Noir Rosé.
Yes.
It is delicious.
It is delicious.
It's
I like that.
refreshing. It's crisp.
Yeah.
It's light.
Mhm.
Very good.
Very light, beautiful wine. Nice, smooth wine.
Let's get into this game, dude. So
Yeah.
what an exciting game.
It
right?
was an extremely exciting game.
The Eagles ended up pulling out at the end after
Yes.
spotting, spotting the Rams. How many points? Like 19, 20.
Yeah, whatever it was. Too many.
Well, we'll go ahead and give you some points in the first half, and we're going to go ahead and still do this.
Yeah, but we got to start with our hot topic.
Right.
So our hot topic coming out of this game is, again, the offense, I believe, is struggling with the run game. I feel like coming out of this, you coming off of Saquon Barkley last year, just lighting the league on fire. Could have, if he didn't sit out that one particular game, could have gotten enough yards to take over the title. But you come out of this game and still seeing the offense struggle with the run game.
Yeah, it's frustrating to watch because it looks like they're just trying to cram it up inside over and over and over, and you're not. It doesn't seem like they're trying to get creative. Obviously, other teams are going to key on you when you're the leading rusher for the season following. Everyone's going to be keying on the run game, so you have to be creative. You have to have other outlets, and I just don't feel like we weren't seeing that. It's tough to watch because we're such a good team.
Mm-hmm.
We're such a good team all together, got all the pieces. But the Rams obviously had a plan to shut us down in between the tackles. They did that.
Yeah, they did. They did. Yeah, they absolutely did. I think that by coming in, they were loading the box. They were making sure they were saying, okay, you know what? We know that you're going to try to lean on this offensive line. We've seen what you've been doing over the past couple of weeks. So we're going to load this box, and we're going to make sure that we take Saquon out of the game. And I think that was one of the things that they really did a good job at. For early on in the game, they did not allow our offensive line to be the bullies that they usually are and to create that push. But, again, you come out of this game asking questions about what's going on with the run game.
Yeah, but also I think it doesn't seem like we're using Jalen as much as we had in the run game as well. It seems like we're just kind of like turn around, give it to Saquon. Saquon's kind of back that hits the line hard, right? And so if it's not there right away, he's going to go ahead and, I mean, he'll run through a couple tackles and stuff, but he's not the type of guy that gets the ball and scans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To dance and stuff. He hits the hole with power, and he hits it fast. So if it's not there on the first level, a lot of times he's going to hit some trash and get taken down by the time he gets to the second level.
Absolutely.
Where, you know, I don't know if this could be handled with some read options, some zone reads or something like that, where, you know, you're back a little bit further. Maybe you're in the pistol to give Saquon a little bit more space or something like that. But I feel like it's just happening too fast. We're not really trying to get him outside as much as we should. And we're taking away, or at least in the first half, we took away the threat of Jalen getting around to the outside and having to hold people honest on defense.
Yeah. I think Landon Dickinson playing hurt right now is probably has something to do with it as well. You know, another thing I think is a hot topic as well is with Lane Johnson not being able to play the game. For me, I just feel like when you have a leader like Lane Johnson, someone that means so much to this team, you know, I think that his absence in the beginning of the game had a little to do with the energy that guys played with. You know, I think seeing him go down right after his first drive, I think took some air out of the team, especially when you had to now rely on Matt Pryor to come in and try to hold it down. I think that seeing Lane go down probably took a little energy out of this team just because how much he means to this organization.
You don't have to think that. That's obvious. It's factual. You look at the record. That's not that's an astronaut. He is out there quite a bit, so but like when he's not on the field, it's obvious. As soon as Lane was in the game, it was obvious.
Yeah.
You know, and nothing against Pryor or anything like that, but Lane is just he's elite. He's elite at the position. So when you lose somebody on your team that's elite, you don't need somebody to step up and fill their shoes. You need somebody to be able to just hold it down while they're going.
Yeah.
A little bit. You know, he doesn't have to be an elite tackle. Like, you know, I thought that Pryor was in a tough spot, and then when he obviously they gave up a big hit, you know, and they figured like, okay, we're not going to test this any longer. Let's get Fred out there. And I thought that Fred came out, and Fred did a good job. I feel like that's kind of when it turned around.
Okay.
I felt like Fred was able to. Fred's a good player. He's a good, solid, fundamental player. He's not an elite tackle, not yet, like Lane, but he's out there and he did his job. He got in the way. He held him off long enough to start the offense from flowing. And I think,
Well, then we can just move on to our next segment then.
that's what I was going to get into.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and move into our next segment, which is going to be, you know, who you think crushed it on offense.
Who crushed it like the grapes of the fall?
Yeah.
I think, dude, and I know that everybody probably going to say A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is a great nomination for who crushed it. You know, He came out and his hair caught on fire the second half, and he was a big difference maker. But on offense for us, I have to say, man, I think that Fred Johnson gets the you crushed it player of the game this week because, like I said, man, things were looking very weary while Pryor was out there. We couldn't get anything going on the offensive side of the ball. And then it seems like as soon as we got Fred out there, things turned around. We were able to get a little bit more time. You know, we were able to move the ball, running it as well. And, I just think Fred, hey, congratulations, Fred. You are my crushed it player of the week.
Fred is your crushed it player. And I love it because Fred stepped
I
in.
know I got to tell you guys we don't have to pick an offensive line.
No, we don't have to pick an offensive line.
I was actually on the way here thinking about this. I was thinking that I was gonna say A.J. Brown. I was like, nah, everyone's gonna think that.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna think that. So
And
I like Fred.
And I think that Fred stepped in because, and a lot of people were like, all right, well, why didn't you put Fred in from the beginning? And the thing with Coach Stoutland and the way he's always done with his offensive line, and the thing that's more impressive about that, I know Fred didn't take not one right snap.
You want to know why? Because he was the backup left tackle.
Because he's the backup left tackle. He didn't take not one snap at right tackle all week, or even probably since he's been playing games, since we started in the regular season.
I doubt he was taking snaps at right tackle when he was down in Jacksonville either.
No, because I don't know. But Coach Stoutland, let's go ahead and move on to our next year. Yeah, before we get
we're supposed to do the white with the crushed it.
Yeah.
Right?
We go because the white
player.
wine is for our offensive side of the ball. So which white wine are we dealing with today?
So Trey, we are drinking the I just heard it 5 minutes ago. The Viognier Reserve, which is
Viognier. Go ahead.
like the visionary William Penn. This wine was crafted with the future in mind.
All right.
We're going up.
Yeah.
Right. Arriving here required the latest technology and winemaking techniques. I like that. We feel this wine represents a small piece of what the future holds with regard to Pennsylvania, viticulture, and its devoted wine community, and the Eagles.
And the Eagles. Yeah. Offense. Crushed it. So for you is Fred.
Yeah.
Which I think Fred stepped in and played really well. I think he stepped in for someone that hasn't taken a snap at right tackle, and it looked like it wasn't a problem. He stepped in and righted the ship. Because now when you go back and you look at one of those sacks against Matt Pryor, you know,
Max Pryor.
I mean Matt Pryor. You can't, anytime you use a back to, when it comes to protection and you're trying to protect the player, you expose the quarterback. And you saw right there where Saquon tried to kind of help him out, you know, but oh no, here comes somebody that's blitzing right off of
The
it.
chip on the outside and cover the B gap as well.
Yeah, oh no, we opened the B gap because you're trying to help Matt, and wham. And I mean, Hurts got hit, and that was the sack fumble. And then, you know, you just saw times where I felt like Matt Pryor, I know you didn't go into this game expecting to play. But when your number's called, that's why we brought you in. You know, your number was called. We need you to step up and play. He was getting pushed way too much. He tried to jump one time on the defensive end. The end was able to beat him, you know, and took him on the edge. Now, that's some of the times when you do some of those jump pass plays like that, you want some chip help outside. But he didn't get chip help, and he got beat around the edge for a sack. So that was a pretty tough showing with Matt. But for me, who I feel crushed it on the game, I know Fred did an amazing job, but I got to go with A.J. Brown and what the receivers did.
Trace
You know,
Basic.
even Jalen Hurts, I think, for someone to say, all right, you know what, we're down. Hey, guys, I'm going to put y'all on my back. Receivers, y'all make some plays for me because they're going to shut down. So I would have to go quarterback and receivers on this. You know, Hurts, A.J. Brown, and Slim, and even Dallas Goedert with that big play that he caught running down the seam. You know, so with the skill guys, it was them. They were the guys this week, you know, for me, as who crushed it on offense.
All right. Well, we can cheers to that.
Yeah, cheers to that.
Disagree.
No, I mean, it's what you feel. It's like, you know.
We don't have to have the same one.
Mm.
But we should get a wine bottle made for the Crushed It Player of the Week. And if we do agree on who it is, send them a bottle.
Send them a bottle.
Not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea. We should send them a bottle anyway. Send whoever wins our Crush It of the Week bottle. Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah, this is good.
It's nice and light.
Mm-hmm.
Viognier.
I like this.
I would imagine it's French. French grape.
Very French. It smells French.
I wonder if this is done in oak. It doesn't taste like it.
No? No. It's a naked.
Yeah. Say it.
Naked. No. Viognier.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. Sometimes my southern, I'm just leaving Florida too, so you know.
Yeah. With the running game woes, we were able to run the ball a little bit in the second half. So what do you think was different there?
You open it up with the pass. When you can start passing the ball and A.J. Brown and Slim become threats, it loosens up the box a little bit, then you can get some of those runs.
So if they were stacked up in the first half, though, why weren't we able to open it up with the pass?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
I think we were just committed to the run, and I mean, look at toward the end of the half, we ran those draws on third and long, second long.
Yeah, but I think that for us, we're a run dominant team, and I think that you have to be able to mix it up a little bit to kind of thin out the box to get guys to open up some, so we can open those lanes with the run game. Yeah. So
and also make them think like, okay, let's keep the box stacked because it's working.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Probably throwing in some RPOs, getting some more RPOs where you're focusing on, all right, here comes a run. Now here comes a pass that's coming off of it. I think mixing some more of that.
Nice in the second half, that nice read option that Jalen ran around the left side, getting him outside. I just think, I mean, I know they'll get it together and it's early, and the offensive line, even though most of them are back and there's only like one new guy, losing Lane for the game was tough. But like, even though it's the same guys as last year, besides Cam and Steen, or besides Steen, it still takes time. Yeah. Offensive line, you're trying to do a dance with five guys, you know, and it takes time. So I think that we're going to start seeing, you know, the 100-yard rushers popping up in the next few weeks. You know?
Absolutely.
They're going to stay committed to it as long as they don't get scared and just try airing it
No, I think you have to keep mixing it in. I mean, when you go back and you say, all right, the last drive was 17 plays, 90-something yards. I mean, for you to have that fortitude to come in and just say, all right, you know what, we're down. We got to go out here and we got to make some plays. And they drove it right down the field, touchdown. That shows a lot about this team and the character of this team and the guys that are in that locker room that are willing to fight. Now, it took you a little while to get there, but, I mean, when you got a team that's just going to continue to battle like that, it makes it hard to beat.
All right, so next up, we have a Carmine Franc,
Yeah.
which is new, 2022. Not exactly new, but aged. New now. Right.
Yeah.
This is a red. It's a hybrid grape. All right, so when we're getting onto this one, thoughts of the defense.
Who crushed on defense? Who you got? Who you got for defense?
Let's talk about the defense a little bit, right? I was a little worried in the first half because I was like, man, we got this defense that has been very stout against the run and shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think that we were shutting down the run in the first half. And I was just like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And there was good plays here and there, a couple sprinkled in. But overall, in the first half, my initial thought was maybe Jordan Davis shouldn't have lost all that weight.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're kind of like torching us on the run here. And then, it was a nice balanced attack, and we really didn't have an answer on offense for what they were doing on offense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, but as the second game went on, dude, I was wrong. I think he's playing at a very good weight right now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we'll wait for the ending of the game for a minute here, but if you take that away, Jordan Davis still had an amazing defensive game. Like,
Yes.
he was hawking guys from sideline to sideline, making first down saving tackles over on the quarterback on the sidelines or the running back and stuffing in the middle, tackles for losses. Dude, this guy is a beast. And
Yeah.
he seems like he's playing with a whole new level of energy. It's like he found a new toy,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I would say my defense. I was also thinking Zach Baum because I really love how he's playing.
Mm-hmm.
Zach is playing. It's like he's just continuing to rise from last year.
Yeah.
I was thinking that Zach was in talks for the MVP of
Mm-hmm.
the team last year,
Mm-hmm.
just because how important he was. And I mean, I think he's still playing at that level. But it's hard to deny how much of an effect Jordan Davis had on the game yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Jordan Davis is an animal. When you look at a defensive lineman that's he's 6'7", 6'6".
Yeah, he's
What-
like 6'6". He's a big dude.
Yeah, I mean, and he weighs.
And his hair is like another 3
Yeah,
inches.
yeah.
So like when you're standing with him, he's
and
he's
he's weighing in at massive individual.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? It's like, how much you weigh? I'm at
I'm
massive.
big.
Yeah,
I'm big.
and he's just a massive individual that can move. And he has been. You can see his presence has been much needed. Coming in with the conditioning that he's in right now, being able to play with the energy that he's able to play to create that push, to get that drive. Because one of the things that I feel like this defense is kind of lacking is our pass rush. So you're looking at, when it comes down the middle of the field, we need Jalen Carter, we need Big Jordan Davis to get that push up the middle, because I feel like our ends,
Our ends aren't winning off their rush. They're winning off of when the quarterback scatters.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
uh-huh.
So like you need to take the pocket away from the quarterback for our ends to play off of the tackle and make a play. That's where it seems like we're not winning clean
No,
and getting there right away,
No.
and affecting from the outside.
no. I think our ends, like, we don't have like a really very super anyone that just jumps out at you pass rusher.
Right.
So
We got good players.
yeah, we got great players. They do a really good job of setting the edge. Newlin Smith, when it comes to setting the edge and being violent against the tight ends and the offensive tackles that are trying, he does a really good job of setting the edge and forcing everything back inside. But I think that as far as the pass rush, that's where we're lacking right now. If I had to, critique our defense, and then to me, I feel like coverage dictates sack. So, for us to be able to get there, you need that secondary that can hold up and can make the quarterback hold the ball. But, you got to have some rushers that can get out there, because if you mess around and you give some of these top-tier quarterbacks time, they'll light you up.
Right. And I do think, I do think we've got some solid coverage in the secondary. You see guys like Stafford's not throwing to people generally that are covered unless it's his only option. And there was multiple throws in the game where our guys had them covered up. It's hitting them in the back of the helmet because they got them covered up so well. They're getting their arm in between theirs and breaking it up. So, I think our secondary is playing well right now.
Yeah, and then you got the one play where Adams got to push off. You know, that was a push off. You know, and
it was obviously a push off.
He got
it. You know, we could have got a little acting skill in there to draw it a little better. But like it's tough because when you're going to make the decision to act, you're giving up on like recovering and making a play. So like, if you're gonna flail off of a shove,
you gotta. I mean, you gotta go all in. I mean, I need you to backflip out of it, you know. But
because in real time, like if you're looking for, if you were an Eagles fan, you were like, that was a push off. But if you were a Rams fan, you were like, nah, that's pretty. Like I think even Quick was on the radio, like, nah, he was. I wouldn't like, make that call.
Yeah. But it was a push off.
Yeah, he definitely.
It was a push off.
Slow it down. It's an obvious push to get a little bit of separation. Just enough to make the catch.
Yeah. I mean, but that's a veteran player. Yeah. Because we had the same thing with A.J. Brown in the end zone. He got us one. Nice little push off. Got it. Touchdown. Yeah. You know, so at least the referees were neutral when it came to that. You know?
Absolutely.
So you gave up one, you gave us one. All right, cool. We're winning. You know what I'm saying? We're all right.
How officiating is sometimes.
Yeah. So all right. So you're going Jordan Davis.
I got Jordan Davis for defense.
All right. Okay. That's for me. I got to go Zach Bond.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that he is just playing out of his mind. He's really playing at an extremely high level. That interception was just absolute beautifully, you know, executed where he sat back, played it, jumped on it, got the interception. I think that he's really good against coverage. You know, our linebackers, I think the age of linebackers that just play downhill is over now just because they're asked to do so much.
Yep.
But I think that with the linebacker core that we have between Zach Bond and like Jahad Campbell, man, these guys are extremely athletic and can get it done.
Dude, it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
It has to make it so much easier for the front line too. You know what I mean? And dude, you're right. The downhill linebacker, the age of the downhill backer, the Jeremiah Trotter, senior is over.
Yeah, it's not like that anymore, you know.
But you know, game's cyclical and it may come back, but right now we're not in that. And the fact that Bond can play sideline to sideline and downhill, but also cover, dude.
That's
I'm
huge.
So happy we got him.
Yeah,
I'm so happy we got him.
And converted him
what
to middle linebacker because that wasn't,
right?
you know.
I know.
And Fangio and them having the faith in him to make that switch, and he being the athlete that he is to be able to do that is incredible, and he's really done a really good job. So for him, for me, it's Zach Bond.
I mean, sometimes it's funny, dude, because I feel like, you know, situation plus ability plus scheme. Sometimes you need all three of those things to be perfect for a player to blossom. You know? I mean, sometimes, dude, you can be so athletic and so much of a baller. It doesn't matter what scheme you're in or the culture. Sometimes you just go ball. But there's certain players. I feel like I was one of those guys that I needed to have the right scheme, you know, the right situation, the right culture for me to blossom into players. I feel like Baum's one of those guys, and thank God he found it.
Yeah, he found it here. That's awesome, man.
But dude,
yeah,
Jordan and Zach.
Zach Bond, yeah.
Way to crush it.
Cheers, man.
Nice.
Like that.
That's nice. It's got a little bit of pepper to it.
Yeah, it does.
I like that too. So that's like if you didn't hear it, it's a Carmine Franc. I've never had a Carmine Franc. Big fan here.
I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to move on to our specialist.
There's not really much to talk about special.
Come on, dude. What are you talking about? It's a lot. It's a lot to talk about.
I know, bro. Special teams
it's so amazing.
Of money for people this week.
Man, it was all over the league. I mean, block field goals were everywhere. Field goals. I mean, how many games were won with a last-second field goal yesterday, or a block, or something that just happened? Yeah. And you know, for our team to come out here, and first of all, before I give the good, there's just a little taste.
A little bad.
Just a little
taste.
I felt like the kick returns, You know, there were too many fumbles.
Well, I mean, what do you mean? We can definitely talk about this. It's not something that we have to like tiptoe around.
Yeah, you know,
What the fuck is up with a guy who can't catch a
I'm like,
goddamn
dude, what are you
ball?
doing? Catch the damn ball.
Like, hey, is it gonna be a knuckleball? Catch it.
Catch it.
What, there are 4 drops?
Dude, hey, how many times are you going to drop the damn ball? Catch the ball and let's go.
Man.
You know, and you had one that it hit his hands and it went out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what are you doing?
I remember I was up with people I was sitting with, and they were like, "What is that?" And I go, "I believe it's a touchback. I think you have to have control of it and throw it out of the back of the end zone for it to be a safety."
Because I'm like, man, was that a safety? I was confused for a little bit. I was like, okay, I see the signal. All right, thank you. All right, cool. All right. You know what I mean?
But it wasn't just one.
No, it was several. So I mean, I think you're gonna have to. That's gonna have to be. That needs to be addressed.
I think we're probably gonna get definitely some kick return work, some catches. We're gonna get maybe the 3-ball thing will get going.
Yeah, something. I need you to catch a ball, then go catch a ball. Now catch a ball with the 2 balls.
Yeah.
That's why Reno Mahe. Reno Mahe. Reno Mahe. Reno Mahe, yo. He was an amazing talent.
He would have caught him.
Reno Mahe would have caught it.
He would have caught him.
With his little big head.
He would have caught all of them.
Little big head. Little big head Reno Mahe.
Absolutely. Reno would have caught all of them.
Reno Mahe. Trying to tell you, man. All right, so here we go.
We should bring Reno on to the show.
And then you can ask him about your van. That'd be fun.
I got the van back. There's no questions for it. Donated to the Purple Heart. You know, there's
it was a Purple Heart donation?
Yeah. Well,
that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Why throw it away when you can help?
Yeah, man, we can help someone, man. That's awesome.
Big van, fit a lot of kids in it.
Yeah.
Purple Heart, great organization.
Yeah, great. Shout out to Purple Heart. All right, so now we're going to move on to our special teams who crushed it.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, and so what we got right now is the Newlin Log House Project, which is
it's a red blend.
Yeah, which is a red blend. This is a special edition wine where they're trying to some of the proceeds of the wine is going to help restore the Newlin Log House. You know what I'm saying? That's right. Yes. All right. That was pretty good. All right. I got that one. All right, cool.
Spell, right?
I'm not even going to try to read the small print here because I'm trying to read through the bottom of my glasses right now because I got
the bifocals.
Yeah, man. You know, I'm at that age now.
Yeah, you're an empty nester. You got bifocals.
Empty nesting, man. You know, lots of room for activities.
But you're not dyeing your beard yet, which is good.
I never dye my beard. I'm just gonna let it ride. All right, so this right here is built along Beaver Valley Road, just prior to the American, Revolution. The Newlin Log House was likely used as a workshop or tavern, then converted into a residence.
Or both.
Yeah, a little bit of both, and then residence in the 19th century. Falling into despair, the cabin was slated for demolition in 2020. However, a team of dedicated historians and volunteers stepped in to preserve it, just like Jordan Davis stepped in
to preserve. Well, he didn't.
The win.
Yeah,
he stepped in to preserve the win
and preserve people's pocketbooks.
Yes,
preserve the pocketbook.
Yes, so he stepped in to preserve the win.
Bro, the magic of this whole thing, and okay, so for those of you that live under a rock, right? The Eagles were up by 1, right?
By 1.
With what, a minute and a half left or something like that?
But hold on, you had the field goal was blocked earlier.
Right, yeah. But let's talk about the one.
Yeah, the one. Okay.
The one, yeah. Because I don't know the exact scenario of the earlier one. I know we blocked the field goal earlier, which is an amazing thing in football because it never freaking happens unless you have somebody that's like 6'9", a D lineman, doesn't really play, but you save him on your team to block field goals.
Like big drink that we had.
Clifton Gathers.
Yeah, somebody. Anybody that's tall.
Yeah. Exactly. Right. So anyway, there was one block earlier, and it was Jalen and Jordan. Right.
Yeah.
It hit one, reflected off the other one, deflected off the other one, and the tandem. Yeah. Right. Like if I was lining up at guard, which is where I lined up on field goal block, I absolutely hated it. It was like literally like 2 seconds of don't die.
Yes.
Here,
or die a slow death.
Don't die. But if you're gonna die, do it slowly so we can get the ball off.
Yes.
Okay. And then you're just sitting there, and the D line's all like white knuckled across from you, and they're like, "Yes,
Yes.
I'm gonna just tee off on you, and you can't do anything about it."
Yeah.
You know, so D linemen loved it. Offensive linemen hate it, but the fact that we got the block earlier in the game,
Yeah.
made me feel like we had zero chance of winning this
Yeah.
game.
Absolutely. There's no way that this happening again.
So when they line up with 3 seconds left on the clock to kick another field goal, I was pissed off.
Yeah.
Because at that point I had made the decision to stay and watch the win.
Mhm.
Right. I'm gonna go ahead and battle traffic after leaving this game, which for some reason we haven't figured out yet.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna battle traffic to watch this win or to watch this loss now because I
Mhm.
thought it was a win, but I missed the window to get out of the stadium. You know,
Yeah.
so now
So
I'm
now
sitting there,
you're in-
and
you're
I'm
in there.
watching this like pretty easy field goal in
Mhm.
NFL standards, right?
Yes, it was.
They're lining up, and I'm like, oh, great. And then they're like, well, let's see if these two can get another block. And I'm like, there's no fucking way we're gonna get another block.
Yeah.
There's no way. Come to find out, the chances of getting 2 blocks in a row and having the second one be a game-winning field goal block is 1 in 33,000.
Oh, okay.
And that's over a 100-year span of football,
Wow.
which we haven't even played in the NFL yet.
Nah, yeah.
So it was very slim.
They're
Right?
very slim.
Very slim.
The odds were against us.
But what
But-
does this Eagles team do?
They find
We
a way.
defy odds.
You find a way. If you don't quit fighting, you got a chance.
I thought I was at the point where I didn't get excited about football games anymore, but dude, I jumped out of my seat. I went nuts. I didn't even see him score a touchdown because he blocked it, and I was just like, yes,
Yes, we won.
yes, we won. And it was over after that.
Yeah.
But come to find out, the icing on the cake was we covered.
Yeah.
That touchdown covered. And everybody that picked the Eagles to cover won lots of money
That was
in 3
beautiful.
seconds.
That was absolutely beautiful to cover the spread. Big Jordan Davis blocks the field goal. And once he got his hands on the ball, I know everybody goes back and you look at Jordan Davis and you see his 40 time when he ran at the combine.
Yep.
When he was weighing in, he was
Yep.
6'6", weighing in at massive individual.
There was a lot of gyration and movements everywhere.
Lots
Yeah.
of gyration, lots of
Yeah.
moving parts.
When you see good sprinters, everything is moving in a linear plane that way.
Yes.
When you see big, heavy guys running,
Yeah.
there's a lot of up and down that fights their linear movement that way. And there was a lot of that going on.
There was a lot of that going on, but I mean, to see his stride
Yeah, well, now,
at
dude.
that size.
Dude, you know who he looked like? I was thinking this when I was watching him run it back in slow-mo. Who used to play DN from the Saints? Howard.
Darren Howard?
Darren Howard.
Yeah.
He looked like Darren Howard running back. I was like,
Man.
yeah, he looks so slim right now.
Oh, yeah.
For a D tackle, Darren Howard wasn't a slim DN.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, he looked like D Howard out there in that 90.
Man, when he got his hands on the ball, and he didn't just say, you know what, nah, I'm going to go down. No. My work is not done here yet.
I'm going to make people money.
Oh, yeah. My work is not done here yet. I'm going to pick this up and stride it, 60, 70 yards?
Yeah.
And there was there was absolutely no one that was going to catch him.
Trey, do you think that we've ever been able to run 18 miles per hour? Because
No.
apparently that's what he was clocked at.
No.
You know, next gen sports.
Yeah, next
18 miles per hour.
I wonder what would be my miles per hour now.
At your top or like right now?
Prime
tray?
Or
wine
like
tray?
right now. I mean, yeah, wine tray would
Wine
be.
tray?
Wine tray would be like what my max speed is like 4 miles per hour. Like I'm digging. You know what I'm saying? Like I save high speed for danger situations. Like shit.
So you
know what I'm
think
saying?
that
Like I
if
save
you
high speed for
walked,
that.
you couldn't walk 4 miles?
No. I mean, I could get a nice little walk. You know what I'm saying? Where it's
You
like
could walk a mile in under an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Because that would be 1 mile per hour.
yeah.
Could you walk 2 miles in under an hour?
Yeah.
Oh,
But we're talking
three-
about sprinting right now. Sprinting 60, 70 yards.
But wouldn't you think you could sprint faster than you would walk?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But I'm saying, okay, so how fast could I run Like, even like, okay, so I ran a 5.240 when I came out.
5.2 solid for a big guy.
Yeah, for big guy. I mean,
Not anymore.
No, not anymore. Now it's like
You're so slow. With
oh
5.2
yeah, man,
right now.
5.2. They like nowadays.
We'll think about signing you as a free agent.
Yeah, possibly.
Good luck with your future.
Yeah, good luck. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys are running 4.9, 5.5 flat. You're getting into the fours now. I mean, especially with somebody like Jordan Davis. I mean, the run, the speed that he is for his size. But to be able to scoop that and say, you know what, my work is not done. I am taking this home. Absolutely amazing. Great play by the big fella. He is
It's unanimous.
our special teams player that crushed it.
Jordan
Davis.
Dude. Keep it up.
Good work, man.
That's good.
Yeah, it is good. And it's for a good purpose. It's part of the proceeds.
Yeah, preserving
towards-
history is very important.
Absolutely.
Especially down here, Chester County.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Beautiful area.
yeah. It's so sometimes a little story about my farm, right?
Okay.
There was this old farmhouse,
Uh-huh.
right? And it was decrepit.
Okay.
Like, they told me don't go in it to like clean it out or anything because it could fall on you.
And you don't want that.
But I cleaned it anyway.
Oh, okay.
But when I was trying to figure out how to preserve it, you know what they told me?
What's that?
I said, you know what you should do? You should get like a digital 3D rendering of it.
Uh-huh.
And what you can do is they can explode all the rocks and digitally tag them. And then you set them aside and then we can rebuild it for you. And this is what the historical people were trying to tell me to do.
Okay.
It seemed like a big undertaking.
Yeah, that sounds
Considering
expensive.
we didn't have any intention of living or spending any time in that house.
Yeah.
So
Sounds very expensive.
So we didn't do it.
Yeah, it sounds like something they're like, oh, look at that. It's
But
awesome.
history is worth preserving
Yeah, it is.
if you can afford to do it.
Yeah, if you can afford to do it.
And that's why they're raising money for it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So head over here to Penns Woods and buy you a Newlin Log House Project Red Blend.
Yeah, to help
Because
preserve. Because
It's
preserving
not
is
for profit.
expensive.
It's for restoring history,
Yes,
which is very important
and
if
expensive.
you have the funds to do so.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But anyway, Jordan Davis, great
Jordan
job,
Davis,
dude.
good job, man.
I tried to not give you the defensive crush it player of the week, but it was hard not to. You just balled out all game long.
Yeah,
And then to come up so big, dude.
Yeah.
Enjoy your couple days
Yeah.
until you have to get back to the grind.
You right back at work.
I hope, because it doesn't get any easier, dude.
No,
I mean,
you're going down to Tampa. That's going to be a hard one.
Dude, our schedule is so hard.
Yeah.
Why is the schedule so hard? And we're not playing any back-to-back home games, and we have the hardest schedule in the NFL.
Hey, let's go get it.
Hey, we're 3-0.
Yeah. But
You know?
this team fights.
They
You got
do.
Sirianni as a coach.
Yeah.
Did you hear his post-game speech?
Dude, I saw Nick after the game. He was fired up.
Oh, man. Dude,
He was fired
Sirianni, at first, I'm like,
Dude,
man,
we both have
Yeah.
grown. He's grown on both.
yeah, I'm like,
Like
man.
a tumor you can't get rid of,
Yeah,
dude. He's
man.
grown on us. I like him.
I hear his speeches, and I'm like, yeah, yeah.
I feel like we've heard it for 3 years now,
Yeah.
and it's grown on us. At first, we were like,
Yeah.
this dude's corny as shit.
Yeah, he keeps wearing all the shirts, but
He's corny
man.
as shit with his BG shirt on
but
and his Kelsey hat. Come on, get out of here.
yeah, hey, but man,
Hey.
the guys play for him, man.
Fight for him, and that is the hardest thing to do as a head coach.
Mhm.
Get your team to play for you.
Yeah.
Your team's gonna play football.
Yeah,
They're gonna go out and play football. But if they can play for you,
yeah.
that's a whole different game.
Especially in a game like that.
Yeah.
In a game like that where you could have easily said, you know what? We ain't got it. They got us. We're going to be 2-1. Let's just go ahead and we'll figure out what's going on next week. No.
Let me ask you this though. So 2 years ago, remember we won like our first 8 games or 10 games, something like that.
Mhm.
And I kept saying, I don't know, it doesn't feel right.
Mhm.
You know, we're winning these games. Everybody's hyped that we're undefeated, but it just doesn't feel right.
Mhm.
And then the whole world turned upside down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we are winning these games right now,
Yeah.
but it's still, it feels a little more right than it did then because we're fighting hard and finding a way to win.
Mhm.
But they've got to fix the problems,
Yeah.
or else like later in the season, you know, when everybody else gets it all straightened out, we got to get it straightened out. You can't just live off of these wins because we won.
Yeah.
You know,
But I like that they're finding a way to win. You're playing, you're battling in ugly games, and you're going in there and you having to knuckle it out, and you have to push yourself, and you're seeing the character of the players that's within the locker room. So I think that this team will figure it out. But I like that they're winning ugly, and they just keep fighting for each other because that's only going to help build the camaraderie within that locker room. And, you know, and especially with losing one of your top players with Lane not playing in that game, you know, I think that with the guys that where you start to see more of your younger guys emerge as leaders, and that's what is going to continue, that's going to carry this team on, you know, when you have certain situations like that, and that was just awesome to see. All right.
Absolutely. Well, you know, hopefully Lane will heal up and be back out there this week. I'm sure he will be. Right, Trey?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Well, all right.
All right.
Until next time, we love. Oh, first off, shout out, thank you to our sponsors, PPR Capital Management. Thank you for doing this. Thank you to Penns Woods Winery for having us out here. We love coming out here. And thank you to you, Trey,
Thank you,
for
Todd.
being such a fellow.
Cheers.
Cheers. Catch you guys later.
All right.